Welcome to Well Read, a program about a little bit of this and a little bit of that at your Ames Public Library. I'm Jerry Hyde, Youth Services Manager at your library, and today we are going to talk about some of the items that you find in the library. We talk a lot about the programs that draw you in, but there's also things that are on the shelves that are called books and DVDs that should also draw you in. And we have certain little treasures peppered throughout the collections or throughout the building that I'd like to share with you. And with me today to help share that information is Ms. Danielle. Hi, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good. Can you share with the audience about who you are and just in case they don't know that you've been here?
So I'm a youth services librarian here. I will have been here, I figured it out the other day, about 7 years in August.
Lucky number 7.
Yes, my lucky number. But I'm really lucky. I get to come to work every day and work with all these great books that we're going to talk about. And
you also do some programming too.
I do.
And I know, like, especially during the summertime, you're really involved with all the school age programs and and you help with our Harrison Barnes tutoring once a week as well. So, but today we call you, our library lingo, a selector. Can you tell us a little bit about what that means?
Oh, that means lots of fun things. That means that I am one of the people who gets to decide or be a part of deciding what books go on the shelves. So for example, if you're looking at a new picture book, I am probably the person who decided it was going to come to our library.
Probably 99%, right? Every once in a while we share some thoughts, or I shoot you an email and say, hey, Danielle, this looks really cool.
Look at this awesome book. And so there's some great ones.
So we know that the picture books are in the book bins, but we also have some specialty type of collections. And I know one of them that you're a selector of is called the Parenting Collection.
Right.
So tell us a little bit about that.
So the Parenting Collection is a collection that is downstairs on the first floor in the Youth Services Department, but it is actually made up of about 80% adult books. It's actually full of books about parenting and working with children. We try to have those books that people want and need, whether it's about raising children or working with children. For example, we have some books in there that are picture books that might be, but we try to have kind of the best and the brightest. And
so I've got some displayed here that are in front, and so they do range, not just necessarily about how to read to your child or reading, although those are there, which are very, very important, as to like when you should start reading, which is immediately.
Day one.
And what you could be reading to your child, and especially I just wanted to note that, some of those things, those titles that you find in there, we may not own, that are throughout the rest of the collection, but if you're interested in it, be sure and use our customer request form that you find on our Ames Public Library webpage and request, or just talk to one of your friendly librarians at the desk. So, and I see also we've got some how to parent.
Yep. For example, I took home with me the other day how to talk so little kids will listen.
Ooh, and what did you learn from that one?
That I need to be a lot more patient.
And count to 6 or 5
or
whatever.
Like that. But I actually only got through it had some holds on it, so I wasn't able to read too much of it. But
so now that's kind of a library lingo thing too. So tell me what does it mean to have a hold on it?
So that means that someone else in our library world has looked at that book and decided that they wanted to, even though it was checked out to me, they decided, it sounds really good, I'd like to take that home with me. And so you can go either online or talk to one of us at the library and place a hold, which is basically just saying, yep, I'm next.
And so when it comes in, it just automatically gets checked. It gets checked in, and then there's a notice on it saying that it's ready for you to come in and pick it up. And you have about a week to come in and pick it up.
Yep.
And then it's yours to take home and read about how to talk to your toddler. We've got a food one here too, because also food or feeding your children is sometimes trying, and you have to, it's like sleeping and eating, that's what children do. So.
Yes, that's pretty much all they do when they're real little. But yep, so for example, we have a really great one about the family meal. It's based on a blog about a family that tries to get home and have a dinner together every night.
That very important time together. It's just like reading together is important, eating together is important.
So it's a very wide variety, that's for sure.
And as you can see on the display here, but the nonfiction books, we also could possibly have a second copy upstairs in the adult department. So we like you said, kind of purchase the things that are hot and good basic child rearing type of books. And of course the how to read to your child and that type of book is there. But you talked about some picture books too. Why would picture books be on the parenting shelf?
Well, so there is a school of thought that sometimes if you read a book about a tough topic that your child might be experiencing, it opens that safe place for discussion, to talk about what would you do, how do you feel, and it's whether it's medical, for example, we have some about, if your friend is sick, or if someone close to your child has passed away. So important big issues like death and illness, family relationships such as divorce.
Going potty.
Yeah, that's an important one.
Not going potty. And just those other relationships within, and they're not, we think of a picture book as a book for a preschooler. These are not necessarily books that are preschool only books, although very easily used with preschoolers. There are also books that you can use with your school age, elementary age, and even your middle schooler, I think. It would be a nice, because like you said, it's a special tool, a vehicle to have that conversation. Family relationships with, I know, dementia and cancer and depression are all big issues that families have to deal with a lot. And all those types of things are in these books. And they are in a special location in the parenting collection.
Right. They're right at the beginning, so they don't mix up at all. They just kind of...
And so on the spine label, it's got, that it's a J and then a PC.
For parenting collection.
And then if it's a nonfiction, it'll have a number. And if it's a bibliotherapy or a picture book like that, it'll have the topic. And so all those are organized in the topic and then organized by the author's last name. We also have a special thing that we call the parenting bag.
Yes.
And this one happens to be on birth. And can you tell us a little bit about our parenting pack?
So if you checked out that parenting pack, you would take it home and there would be a whole plethora of items that you could use with your child. So for example, there are going to be several books in there, all on the topic of giving birth. So if you're expecting a child to come into your family and you want your preschooler or school ager to know what to expect, you can check this out, take it home. It's going to have books such as, let's see what we've got in here, how you were born, how to talk to your child about how babies are born. It's also got a DVD, I believe.
Yes.
And I'm thinking...
I think it depends on which
one. This one has, depending on which one. This one just is a collection of books. I had a brief moment of panic there. I'm like, they don't want to have a puppet, because we also have
the read about bags.
Read about bags.
which are also back in that general area too.
But we've got
so you can tell that it's got a white logo on it called Parent Pack, and it's in a bin in the back by the orange platforms back there, and that's also where you're going to find the parenting collection, is on the south side of our building, all the way to the back after you enter the youth department, and it's the last shelf over by the couch.
Yep.
And again, if you are interested in that collection, anyone at the desk can walk you back to it and show you the logistics of how it's organized. A great option for our families, a great option for our parents and grandparents to be able to come in and find those different topics and kind of get educated on it yourself, and then be able to show and share with your family. The potty training books and DVDs are back there as well.
Yes.
So those are very important ones.
Those go out very quickly.
So that was one little area that we were going to highlight today. There's another one called our Braille book collection. And can you tell us a little bit about those?
So Braille is, as people may know, when you read with your fingers, if you may be blind or not be able to see very well. But so we've got a small collection of Braille books, and we have a variety of age range, actually, which I think is something we really awesome to highlight.
And now those age ranges, I think this is awesome as well, and amazing. So this is our board book, and as you can see, the board book is in the same manner. This is one of our favorite ones here in the youth services, Sandra Boynton. But then there's also the raised Braille that if you needed to read with your fingers, you would be able to. So from our very youngest readers to our older readers, which could be adults as well as children.
Everybody
and this
loves
one
Harry
is
Potter.
our Harry Potter book. So this is our first Harry Potter book, and this is how, this is one portion of it and this time you can notice that there aren't any pictures other than the first cover, and then it's just the pages of the Braille raised pieces on the page, which I think is just totally amazing. I mean,
I know.
Fortunately, I don't have to read with my fingers, but I can't imagine. I mean, it's just amazing that system was developed and also is in place. One of my favorite books, Braille books, is the Touch the Stars, and Touch the Stars is written by a blind astronomer, and it's very interesting how can you be an astronomer and not be able to see the stars? But there's special equipment that we have nowadays, and this particular author was the first astronomer, and as he says, he certainly will not be the last because there's all that fine equipment. But again, the book is there, and as you open it up, it does have the words, so a seeing person can read along with them. But there also has the stars, the constellations, and so you can see the constellations or feel the constellations and where they're located on or up in the sky. So just an amazing process, and it made me think when you wanted to highlight this collection of our biography that was just a new book this year, about the Braille, him developing the Braille, which was quite an interesting book as well. So I would invite you to read that. That was on our best books of 2016 list.
And I do want to mention we have some Braille books that are just so, some very new ones that are so fantastic that they can be found we have some Braille ones that can be found in our regular board books as well as our regular nonfiction.
Right, it's kind of like a bilingual book.
Exactly.
I would call it that. So you would have it in our print form and then also in the Braille form in the same book. And it is an awesome way that inclusivity that we're trying to have in our books here in the library and all across the world, or all around the world. So we have one more collection that we can share that you have chosen to share, and which one is that one?
It is the new collection, our juvenile new. The reason I wanted to highlight that one is just like upstairs, we do have new books. When they come in, we do keep them on the shelf, on a special shelf for about 9 months. But unlike upstairs, they're not the first thing you see. They live way back in our purple makerspace corner by our chalkboard wall. And so I think sometimes people don't know they're back there.
I would agree with that. And can you show us that they've got a little or yellow sticker
Right
that says new, and that kind of tells our shelvers and our people that are working back in the automated materials handling system when they take them off. But what I like about our new section, because it's not only juvenile fiction, but it's also juvenile nonfiction, is that it kind of makes it a smaller collection. And myself, with my history coming from a smaller library, it's nice to have just a small collection that you're not, not that everybody's overwhelmed by the larger collection, but it does bring it down to a smaller scale to have you look through, and you can find new series that way, and new books that then you can, or new authors that then you can go to the larger collection and then find the rest of the books written by that author or the rest of the series. So a great little section. Again, you mentioned where they were at. So it's on the southwest side of our southwest corner, along with right next to the Braille Books as well. So that back corner, southwest corner, and the south central area are the places where those three collections that we've discussed this morning. Thank you for sharing with us those collections. Very important collections. We have many more little treasures throughout the children's area as well. We know that it's a little bit of difficulty at times to try and find those. So as with anything else, your librarian that is either on the floor or at the desk is there to help you and to help you find those items. And we'll be doing kind of a series of these, highlighting different special little collections in our youth services area. So look for those coming. Until then, happy reading.